Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday evening Facebook Live. My name is Sarah Edwards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you guys live every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 to show you a fun new project. So hopefully you guys have had a great day. I had an okay day. I did not get out into the craft room at all. My husband and I both had a procedure done today, so we both were kind of not feeling the greatest. So after Cassie actually had to take us, and after she brought us home, I ate a little bit and I slept till almost 2 o'clock. I think it was like 1:30 when I woke up. So I pretty much slept my day away. I came out, did the card for tonight's live, and then I went back in and sat on the chair. So I got nothing done, but that's okay. I think sometimes we need to just relax and do nothing. And that's exactly what I did today. But hopefully you guys had a bit more of a productive day than I did. If you're just logging on, say hi so I know you're here. So I have a really adorable card for you guys tonight. So if many of you are on my mailing list, not my email list, my card mailing list, I sent out Valentine's Day cards. And those little owls are so stinking cute. I love them. And I actually was just talking to Darlene about this on Saturday, that I'm not a big fan of coloring, and I colored so many of those owls. I literally thought my head was going to explode. So for me to say I'm not a super fan of coloring, I did a lot of coloring for not being a fan of coloring. But they were so fun and so cute and so adorable. Perfect name for the adorable owls. I couldn't resist because celebration is almost over. We have 1 week left, and if you haven't gotten them, I would definitely get them on your list because they are so fun. So good evening, Lisa, Valerie, and Darlene. Hello, ladies. Oh, you're just so welcome, Lisa. So we are going to be doing the Adorable Owls meets the St. Patrick's Day. What's the name of it? Lucky Clover. So the Adorable Owls meet Lucky Clover today. Now, unfortunately, the Lucky Clover punch has been sold out, so we can't get the punch anymore, but we can definitely still get the stamp set, and it is still super adorable. So I'm so excited to show you guys what we are going to be playing with. Good evening, Heather. Okay, let's flip you over. You can kind of see a little spot of the card. Let me push that out of the way so we don't give anything away. I'm just going to get on my Facebook really quick and make sure we are live, and we should be. There shouldn't be any complications, but you know me and technology, it never seems. Oh, there it is. We're good. Okay, so before I show you guys the card, I want to bring in what we're playing with. So this is the Dainty Designer Series paper. It's 12 by 12, and it is only available until next Tuesday is the last day for celebration. So you can get this free with a $100 purchase, and it is definitely a mega pack. You get 4 of each sheet. Let me pull all of this out. I won't show you each one, but you get 4 of each, and you can literally, I didn't do the math. I probably should have. You can make a couple hundred cards using this designer series paper. But it is so fun, so bright, so cheery, and it is just perfect for every occasion. But this is the piece that we're going to be using, and I'm using both sides of it. So we're going to use the polka dots and the stripes. So this definitely screams St. Patrick's Day. Good evening, Mary and Teresa. Welcome. And then let me flip you over to the little owls. There it is. On page 4, it's the Adorable Owls, and they definitely are super adorable. So that is free with a $50 order. So let's bring in the stamp set so you guys can see them firsthand. I loved this Happy St. Patrick's Day. Love, love, love that sentiment. And a good friend is like a 4-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have. That literally goes for every one of you guys, every person I know. And we're going to be using this little owl right here. So good evening, Carol. So let's bring in the card we're going to be playing with today. So here it is. I left the inside blank, but you could definitely put that sentiment on the inside. A good friend is like a 4-leaf clover, and you could actually stamp some of these 4-leaf clovers on the inside as well if you wanted to. So, but this is what we're going to be playing with. And we don't have Granny Apple Green ribbon, but I'm going to show you a little trick tonight on that. So there's our card. So let's bring in all of the goodies that we're going to be using. So I have a piece of Granny Apple Green, and it is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. So just our normal card base. I'm going to go ahead and give that a good crease. And I'm not 100% sure what got on the front of my card, but I'm not even going to worry about it because we're going to cover it up. So if you find an imperfection, it's really not an imperfection because perfection is what you make it. And we're going to make it perfection. So I have two pieces of our basic white, and both of these are 4 by 5.25. One is going to go on the inside. Let's do that before I forget. Oh, that's in... I'm learning. It's taken me a while, but I have a brand new glue, and I just tried to open it. But I remember putting a brand new one over here just in case of this one messes up. I can open a new one. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but I try. So there's that on the inside. Good evening, Debbie. How are you? So this is our other piece of basic white. And I have a piece of that gorgeous designer series paper I was showing you earlier. This is 3 3/4 by 5. So we're literally just going to be layering all of these fun pieces together. So when you cut your designer series paper, if you cut it 3 3/4 by 5, you can get 2 pieces out of one strip, and you have a 2-inch piece left over. So that 2-inch piece, I brought in 2 different kinds, 2 different colors. So that leftover 2-inch piece, I cut that down to 1 inch. So then you're not wasting any of the designer series paper. And this piece is 1.25 by 3 3/4. I actually think I did forget to put that one in the description before we went live. I forgot about these 2 little pieces. But your leftover piece at the bottom is 2 inches. And then we're just going to layer that on. I'm just going to give that a quick second to dry. And then we can layer this. So this is pretty quick and easy card to put together. So there's that. We can go ahead and glue this to our card base. And then we will start working with the little owls. We'll set this aside. It doesn't take long to dry, but get this done and out of the way. So there's our card base. Let me put the lid on my glue so it doesn't get a little booger on the end of it. So I have a piece of basic white, and it's just a square. I honestly didn't even measure what it was, but at the bottom of your grid paper, you do have a little measuring tape. So it's a little over by 2 by a little over by 2, but it honestly doesn't even matter. As long as the owl will fit in the middle of it, it will work. So you're going to grab your mementos, ink this up, and we're just going to stamp it right in the center. Perfect. And I've already cut and colored the other 2. Hopefully we get enough time to make all 3 of them. So I've already done that. So I have my dark and my light Granny Apple Green. So I'm going to start with my light, and I'm going to come in and do the inside of his face. Once you do so many of these, it actually goes pretty fast. But on a live, I have to worry about all of the pieces that are in my face, so I can't really see where I'm coloring. So hopefully I don't go out of the lines. And it's probably going to take me a little bit longer because I'm talking and trying to concentrate all at the same time. And that's a struggle for me sometimes. I forget what I was doing. Maybe it was yesterday, but I was talking to myself, and Bo's like, "Are you talking to me?" I'm like, "No, I think I was talking to myself." Do you guys do that a lot? And even if you get a little bit on the inside of like right in here, you're going to cover it up with the darker green, so it's not even tragic. Oh, but I want to do his feet in the light as well. I'm not 100% sure if I've ever seen a green owl, but we are today. You guys will definitely see a green owl. So now I'm going to take the dark and I'm just going to color all the other pieces and the inside of his eyeballs. Turn this to the side. So I don't know if many of you remember. Do you guys remember the movie Gremlins? So I think this owl literally reminds me of one of the Gremlins. I can't remember the Gremlin's name, but he was the scary one. But I literally feel like this owl reminds me of him. I wonder if I should rewatch that. Maybe it won't scare me as bad as it did when I was a kid. So there we go. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the other part of his bow tie. Or her. It could be a girl as well. And then I'm going to come in and do his wings. So I hope by you guys watching me color this owl, you know how much love and attention I put into all of those Valentine's Day cards. I did it with lots and lots of love. Okay, almost done. Get the tips and try not to go over. There we go. And then I have the dark pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to come in and do his nose. This one you could really use any color. I just happened to grab the dark pumpkin pie, and that's what it is. So there is our adorable little St. Patrick's Day owl. So before I get rid of my little paper underneath me, I want to grab, and wouldn't you know, I had everything all set and ready, but I forgot the ribbon on the table. Oh, I didn't. It must be over here. Hold that thought. We can't do anything. Oh, there it is. It was under my paper. So this is the pool party ribbon. I used this in a class not too long ago, and I loved the blue of it. It literally was, the pool party was perfect. But for this card, I wanted something with the granny apple green. So I brought in my dark granny apple green, and I'm holding the tip because it is pretty hammered. So when I remove my hand, you guys are probably going to gasp and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's using it. But it's not dried out, so I'm still going to use it. So even if your tips are hammered like this one, but there's still ink in it, you can definitely use it to color your ribbon. If you use a brand new blender pen, it definitely will eat your blends. So you're going to be super gentle. Let me grab one that isn't hammered so I can show you. When you are using it new, you're going to come off to the side and you're going to gently rub this on your ribbon. You don't want to hammer the tip of your blender pen, but since this one is already hammered, I am just going to get all the ink out of it I possibly can. So we're just going to, you probably are like falling over in your seat. You're using your blender pen wrong. And I totally know I am. But this probably will be the last of this blender pen. I think all the ink is finally out. I've colored a lot of these bows using this guy. So he is probably done. So I will pitch him when I'm finished. Yep, he's done. Nothing left in this guy. But the head of it is pretty hammered. But listen, hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm going to throw it in the trash because it is done. It has seen better days. So you can color this ribbon any color you want. So if you don't want granny apple green and you want a different shade that we don't have a ribbon in, don't even stress. We've got you covered. I'm just going to tie a bow. Grab my paper snips. And if you do, I'm actually going to pull that out of the trash again because I want to show you something. So if you do find that you missed a piece coloring, once your bow is already tied, you can bring in your blender pen and just go over the edges a little bit. Or if you just want to make them a tiny bit darker, you can definitely go over the edges. So maybe I won't throw this away because that other side still has some ink in it. I'm just kidding. I just will order another one. So there you go. Just gives a little extra dimension. Back in the trash it goes. Okay, so let's finish our card. So fussy cutting. Fussy cutting is not my forte either, but if you're only doing a couple, it's really not tragic and it's kind of therapeutic. So I'm trying to leave a small white edge, a border around him, just so it doesn't show the true imperfections of fussy cutting. I know there's probably better wording for that, but so as long as you leave your paper snips in one spot, you move your paper. You see how I'm just moving my left hand, I'm not moving the scissors. You should get a really nice cut. The trick is never to move your scissors. Always move the paper. And he's kind of a big image, so it's really not super tragic. Just going to come in and try to get some of those little wings. And if you don't like fussy cutting, you can definitely use a circle and cut them out, or just don't even cut them out. There you go. That is fussy cut outs. So now we can just layer all of our pieces together. So I did forget to mention, I brought in my layering circle pieces. I didn't grab the smallest circles, but I just made sure my circle fit over the owl. That's how I determined which one to use. It wasn't anything specific. So I cut a granny apple green in the scalloped. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And then I cut a circle out in the basic white. Glue this down. And I originally wanted to pop all of these up, but I knew it was going to be a little bit too thick for the post. So I decided just to pop up the owl. So bring in a couple dimensionals. Peel the backing off. Let's put this right in the center. And then we're going to grab our fabulous granny apple green bow and attach that with the mini glue dots. And last but not least, I have a little itty bitty smidgen of piece of basic whites. I did this because sometimes I just want my sentiment to be there, not overpowering. So I want something super tiny. I honestly think this is like 2 little lines over 1/4 of an inch. I don't know what that is. It's 2 little lines over 1/4 of an inch, and it doesn't matter the length. So I'm going to stand on my tippy toes because this is super duper tiny, and I'm just lining the words up. I'm not lining the entire stamp. So as I say that, I hope it's in the center. Oh, that's actually not too shabby. So if you line just the words up and don't worry about what's up top and what's underneath it, you should be able to get that even. And I know this is retired and I don't use retired stuff, but I love this little punch for bannering. It is my go-to punch. So I'm sliding it in backwards and just lining it up. It is my go-to. I think everybody that has come to classes or retreats that have used that have ended up finding them because it's that spectacular. So I'm going to grab some of my mini dimensionals, peel those off, and there we go. Super easy, super cute, and super fun. But my original piece that I showed you, this was a 2-inch scrap that was in my little pile. So that's why I thought that color would look nice with it. So that's why it was in my first one, because I was going to demonstrate a second card using the different Granny Apple Green Designer Series paper. So these ones will go together pretty quick because we don't have to sit color and fussy cut the little owls out. We can just glue and go. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool little saying. Glue and go. That could be a cute shirt. Any shirt makers out there? So there we go. Add some adhesive to the outside. And as long as you're not wrapping your ribbon around your cardstock before you glue it to your card base, you can definitely assemble on your card. Sometimes I do it both ways. Doesn't matter, but if you're attaching ribbon, don't glue it to your card base first, because you will find that you won't be able to glue your card down or your ribbon down. There we go. Last little layer, and then we can pop everything else on. So have everybody gotten the adorable owl stamp set? I'm not 100% sure how to say that. If you haven't, I would definitely suggest getting it. It is so fun and so cute. And you can use it for St. Patrick's Day. You could even do it for Easter. You could do it for 4th of July. You could really do so much with this fun little owl. Grab some dimensionals. Put that right in the center. Grab our bow, mini glue dots on the side, and our Happy St. Patrick's Day. This we're going to do with the little tiny dimensionals. This is the best thing they came out with, are these minis. There we go. And I have no idea what time it is, but might as well just put the last one together. And then I actually might have my kids' St. Patrick's Day cards done. And then I just have to worry about getting their gift certificate or their gift cards for Starbucks. I always send the kids $5 Starbucks gift cards. And they actually were giving me a hard time because I mailed out all my friends and stuff their Valentine's Day cards. And my kids literally just got their Valentine's Day cards in the mail today. They went out quite a bit late, but it's because I lost their gift cards and I didn't find them till late. I didn't lose them. They were in a safe spot and I couldn't remember where that safe spot was, but they eventually got them. So hopefully they will enjoy them. But I haven't seen any St. Patrick's Day Starbucks gift cards, so I've got to do some hunting. It's my way of making the kids go out on little dates. They have to spend the cards together, and they have to send me a picture of them drinking their beverage together. And if they don't get another one for the next holiday. I know it's a little wonky, but it's just something that I want them to be able to go on little dates and not have to worry about a beverage. So there's that. And then the last little pieces. And these adorable owls are done. I don't think they could have named these any better. Oh, there's a mini glue dot up top. Perfect. And our last little sentiment. And then I will show you all the cards. Thank you, Renee. Hello, Stephanie. Angela, how are you? Okay, there we go. All the cards are done and they turned out so stinking cute. So whatever designer series paper you pick, I think is going to be perfect. So I picked ones that had more of the granny apple green in it. And even if you did this one with the little polka dots, it does have pool party in it. So you could really even use the pool party ribbon. And I don't think it would be tragic if you didn't color it. But I do love the colored ribbon as well. So whichever way you go, It is going to be absolutely perfect, and hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's live. If you need anything, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. I do have an order going in probably first thing in the morning. I don't think I'm going to be doing much else but eating some ice cream when I get into the house. But I will have an order going in the morning, so if you need anything, definitely send me a message and I will get that ordered for you. Have a great evening, and I will see everybody again on Thursday for another fun card. Chat with you soon. Bye-bye.